Gapia.
And we're here in Nigeria to scout some talent to take them to potentially to Europe, Middle East, Qatar, and other opportunities. We've seen some really good talent today, so we're hoping for 2 to 3 days of great football, great talent, and build connections and relationships with some of the managers and coaches in Nigeria.
Scouting. As you can see, a lot of teams here, different states, Edo State, Lagos State, Jos, Kaduna and Kano, just to see how we can discover new young talent. Most especially, we are looking for next season. That's why we arrange this program to see a good young talented player.
Welcome here on the show. Sports updates on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. Just look at a lot of talented footballers there, Nigerians. So much talent in different sports that we find ourselves. And we just have to appreciate what the young ones out there are doing, and also all the academies trying to see how they can best, get the best out of these players. Well, from there, let's start with all the updates in the world of sport. We start with the African Games taking place in Ghana, and Accra, Cape Coast, and also Kumasi will be hosting all the events coming up. We have 358 athletes there, both in football, judo, karate, athletics, in different sports, 25 sporting events there. Well, let's start with the first story that says Sport Minister charges athletes to conquer Africa. According to Senator John Owen Eno, Minister of Sport Development, telling Team Nigeria they should go out there and conquer Africa. If you recall, last time that we did this in 2019 in Rabat, Morocco, Nigeria came second, having about 46 gold medals, 33 silver and 38 bronze to come second in that competition. But this time around, the minister is saying go out there and do the business of winning the continental events taking place in Ghana. Well, that'll be a big one, but though we believe that they can do it after coming second in 2019, they've been inspired by the minister saying, well, whoever gets to the podium finish will get rewarded instantly and go out there and represent the Giant of Africa, Nigeria there. Team Nigeria, wishing them the best, and also coming from the minister, trying to tell them that they should go out there, do the best of getting gold in almost all the competitions, and at least they will get their reward instantly. Away from there, we talk about the competition, African Games. This time around, we talk about table tennis. It is hard playing Egyptians, according to our star man, Aruna Quadri. Aruna Quadri is #1 in Africa right now. Well, it is hard to play against Egyptians because if you recall, the final of the African Games table tennis for men, he came second behind Omar Assar of Egypt. He lost out to Omar Assar in that game. And also to let you know that our lady of Young Edem also lost out in the bronze category. She came third rather by winning bronze medal, though she fought against Egyptian Dina Meshrep in that game, but she lost out and she came third. But really, a big one for the fact that Egyptians are always a thorn in the flesh of Nigerian teams. And when it comes to table tennis, the ping pong sport, Egypt they are always there to fight it against us. And to Aruna Quadri, it's always a difficult one, but what matters most is the spirit of sportsmanship, according to him, for the fact that they were able to qualify for the categories, both in silver and also bronze medal. So for Edem Offiong and Aruna Quadri, they fought hard. They came second and third respectively in both male and female category of table tennis competition at the African Games. Good one. Congrats to them. And talking about Team Nigeria, wish them the best as they prosecute all the events where they will be competing for Nigeria there. Right now, we go on a short break to let you have just some time to watch some basketball in Nigerian League. Always like to watch our league there, basketball between Gombe Bulls and Rivers Upas. Well, that's the final 8 for men. A big one there. It's always a delight to watch Nigerian basketball as being their thing, and we hope that the league will come back to life. Really, it's been a while. We want to see it back to life, and let's see all the stars, Kwara Falcons, Oluyole Warriors, all the teams across Nigeria coming together again to play basketball there. Quickly, let's talk about some stories, giving you update. Our own Nigerian star, the one they call the blue-haired lady, Rasheedat Ajibade. Right now, she has won the Player of the Month for the month of February. Ajibade wins Atletico Madrid Feminine MVP, most valuable player, for the month of February. After doing, at least she was able to give 3 assists in that particular worth of her getting that particular accolade from Atletico Madrid management. Good one for Rasheedat Ajibade, the girl with the blue hair, really doing us so proud. A lot of them playing their trade in Europe, Spain, talking about Spanish Women's League, and also some of them playing over there in the US, China, all across the globe. For Nigerian ladies, Super Falcons, they've been making us proud, not forgetting some Falconets, Flamingos, also doing well for Nigeria in different categories of competition they find themselves. For Ajibade Rasheedat, hopefully she continues to do well over there in Spain, being able to scoop this February Player of the Month, and that's a good one for her. We wish her the best in our subsequent edition of Player of the Month. Hopefully she continues to win there. Now, talking about Nigerian players, we talk about Wilfred Ndidi. Is back. Yes, after being down with injury, after 3 months of being out of football, Ndidi is back. He returned from injury as Leicester City maintain lead at the top. Leicester City right now are topping the championship with 81 points ahead of Ipswich Town and also Leeds United. But for Ndidi, their coach, talking about Enzo Maresca, he says he's so happy to have Wilfred Ndidi back, as they call him Wilf, with his back to his feet. And he came on against Sunderland in that match where he was able to show his class in the 78th minute when he came on to represent his team, Leicester City. And he has been with them. We know how good he is. In fact, we missed his services over there at the AFCON when he was not around. He was absent in the AFCON during the AFCON. So Nigerians really rule the fact that Ndidi was not on that particular list of Eagles that applied their trade in that particular competition in Cote d'Ivoire. But hopefully, he gets back to help Nigeria qualify for the next AFCON that will be coming up in 2025 and also the World Cup in 2026. So for Wilfred Ndidi, middle of the park where he belongs, we are waiting for him to really get fit and then continue to represent Super Eagles. And for Leicester, they are happy that he's back, according to Enzo there. Well, for Ndidi, we want to see him performing those wonderful magic that he used to perform. Let's go straight down to Europa football. Matches slated for this for today in Europa League and also Europa Conference League. Look at these fixtures quickly right now. Although before then, okay, good one. Let's have it. Quarterback against Bayern Leverkusen there. Roma against Brighton. That match will become not a big one there between Roma and Brighton. Sparta Prague of Czech Republic against Liverpool. Rangers away to Benfica. Marseille play host to Villarreal, while AC Milan at Giuseppe Meazza will play against Slavia Prague. And you have SC Freiburg of Germany hosting West Ham United of England there. Big one coming up in those games there. Right now, we'll be talking about the conference league, rather, the round of 16 fixture before we talk boxing. Let's quickly look at fixtures for that. Ajax against Aston Villa. Molde of Norway hosts Club Brugge. You have Olympiacos at home against Maccabi Tel Aviv of Israel. Lille of France away to Sturm Graz of Austria. Dinamo Zagreb, Croatia. They host PAOK Salonika of Greece, while Maccabi Haifa of Israel play at home against Fiorentina of Italy. Victoria Plzen, they are away to Servette. You have Union Saint-Gilloise of Belgium hosting Fenerbahce of Turkey. Those are the games later for tonight in the Europa Conference League fixtures around 16. A big one coming up in those matches, and at least we're bringing you the result and also tell the activities that actually happen there concerning Europa Conference and also Europa League fixtures there. Right now, we move away from there. We talk about boxing. Boxing, a big one coming up on Friday. Well, over there in Saudi Arabia. Who wins this fight between Francis Ngannou? Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua. A big one coming up there. Well, a lot of pundits are beginning to say, well, who will win this fight? Is it Ngannou, who really did so well against Tyson Fury? In fact, he felt Tyson Fury in that encounter. That's very hard to win that game by unanimous decision. And according to Ngannou, he said he won that game because even while they are doing the pre-match, pre-bout conference, they had to clash over there in Saudi Arabia. We're talking about Ngannou and Anthony Joshua. Let's look at that particular head-to-head. Talking about the two fighters that will be fighting on Friday night. They're looking at their age now. The age between the two of them, 37 for Ngannou, the Cameroonian, facing the Briton, who is 34 years old, 3 years difference there for fight. Anthony Joshua actually had 30 fight, Ngannou 21. That is, they had to add his UFC when he was fighting as an MMA fighter. 27 wins for Anthony Joshua, 17 for Ngannou. Knockout, 24 for Anthony Joshua, and you have 12 for Francis Ngannou. That's knockouts now. For losses, 4 for Ngannou and 3 for Joshua. If you want to recall those 3 losses, you remember he lost twice against Alexander Usyk, and also he also lost against that bullish fighter who actually fought him down in the first loss of his career there. For the height, 6'4" for Ngannou, 6'6" for Anthony Joshua. Reach is 82 for Joshua and 83 for Ngannou. Both of them fighting an orthodox style of boxing. If you remember, Ngannou came from MMA. Well, for mixed martial arts, UFC, that's Fight Championship, where he actually crossed over to boxing. Now he will be fighting against Anthony Joshua on Friday night over there in Saudi Arabia. Who wins this fight? Whoever wins this fight between the two will be ready to face the winner between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. What a big one we are waiting for this year. And a lot of Nigeria, no matter how you want to claim that Joshua is a Briton, still you have to remember that the parents are from Nigeria, even though he's a Briton. Big one there between Ngannou, the Cameroonian, and also against Anthony Joshua, the Briton. Big fight coming up over there in Saudi Arabia. We're talking about that particular boxing bout now. Away from there, we take you straight down to transfer gossip, where you give you update concerning those juicy transfer stories quickly. We start with Gareth Southgate, that's the manager of England. But right now, it seems Southgate, Thomas Frank are options for Manchester United if they choose to replicate to replace Ten Hag. Ten Hag right now seems maybe the new owner of that club might just want to do away with him. But they could be looking at Gareth Southgate, who has really done well as a manager. If you remember, Middlesbrough was with them, England. And also right now, they are looking at him, Gareth Southgate, and also Brentford manager Thomas Frank. Maybe if options are that they will replace the coach, Erik Ten Hag, they could be gunning for them. Away from there, let's talk about Barcelona. Barcelona are also trying to see how they can sign a player. Barcelona are keen, or rather a manager, are keen on Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta to replace Xavi. Xavi will be leaving at the end of the season, and they want to go for Arsenal manager. Would that be possible? Looking at the way he's doing so well with the Gunners. The Gunners might not just want to release Mikel Arteta for Barcelona, and Barcelona are really hoping that they can scoop the Spaniard. Well, we wait to see what will happen. It's a very, very funny situation. Arsenal manager doing so well, and Barcelona really wants him to come and take over there at Nou Camp. Well, we wait to see if he'll be joining them, and anything can happen concerning that. Liverpool and Arsenal. Manchester City wants Bayern Munich midfielder Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich is a player that 3 clubs are really going after. That shows how good he is. If 3 clubs like Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City are gunning for you, then you must be one of the world-class players. And you can't take anything away from Joshua Kimmich, who has really done well for himself. And right now, the 3 clubs are gunning for him. 3 top teams in England are gunning for this man, Joshua Kimmich of Bayern. And let's see how that will actually roll out. Will he be moving to Liverpool or to the Gunners, or straight down to the Etihad Stadium to join them? Giving you update in the world of sport there. Right now, we give you more. Let's talk about Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are ahead of Liverpool in the race for Xabi Alonso. Alonso is doing so well with Bayern Leverkusen. In fact, ahead of every other team in the park of Bundesliga. And right now, he's really leading the race ahead of every other team there. Not even Bayern Munich came close. So good one for Xabi Alonso. But right now, Bayern Munich could be gunning for him. Looking at the radar right now. Also, Liverpool they also want their legend back. But this time around as a manager. Well, we wait to see what will happen there. Will Leverkusen allow him to leave, or Bayern will get him, or Liverpool? It's a bit dicey. In fact, Real Madrid also, they have their eye on him one way or the other. Alonso has been able to surprise everyone this season by being so formidable at the middle of the park and now topping the German Bundesliga there. Just to give you an update concerning that. 2 months before we wrap it up, let's talk about Liverpool. Liverpool, Dortmund and PSG are keen on Porto midfielder Alan Varela in a £16 million release clause. If they have to go for him, they have to cough out £60 million because that's the release clause attached to his transfer deal. So Liverpool, Dortmund and PSG are really going to cough this amount of money out if they have to go for this particular midfielder Alan Varela there. And this one says Chelsea, they want a player. And this time around, we talk about that particular Atletico Bilbao winger. Well, that's the player they want. His name is Nico Williams there. That's the story we're looking at now. Talking about Chelsea want Athletic Bilbao winger Nico Williams in the £43 million release clause. That's the amount of money attached to his release too. So Chelsea, they have the money. They can go for any player they want to go for. But right now, do they need Bilbao winger Nico Williams? Well, that's the answer they'll be getting if they can cough out £43 million to get this young man to join them over there at the Stamford Bridge. Well, earlier on, we talked about the African Games, and we ought to look at all the games that Nigerians participating, looking at that particular scenario where African Games taking place in Ghana. Let's look at those that particular African Games where Sport Minister was actually charging athletes to conquer Africa. We ought to look at those sporting moments where we talk about Team Nigeria participating in those events there. If you can have the graphics there quickly, let's just run through it. Well, the first story there, while we're waiting for that, if that can come up, well, we just have to wrap it up right now on the show. Sports update on Trust TV. We have this for you. Aqua United. By the time you watch this particular clip, you really appreciate the fact that MPFL is always juicy to watch. That's it from us. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.
By the match commission of Europa as they march onto the field of play. If you are here, a supporter, a fan, a stakeholder of football, let us appreciate it.